Hey y'all, welcome back to another video by me. You know, first things first, go ahead and share this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. My name is Austin Strozier. I'm in first year, third grade teacher in Georgia, as you already know me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it today. So I went to Goodwill about a week ago, and well, first of all, let's backtrack even more. So I had to get some stuff from IKEA, and I was like, well, the only IKEA close to me is in Jacksonville, so I drove to Jacksonville, Florida, to go look and find what I needed at IKEA, which they didn't have. It was out of stock. So I was looking for some bookcases. They didn't have them. But I ended up finding something else good for my classroom, some stools to use on my guided reading table. So I grabbed those. They were like $6.99, so I grabbed 6 of those. So yeah, while I was on there, I was like, you know what, let's stop at Goodwill to see what they have. So first of all, I'm gonna give y'all a minute. Not even a minute, probably like, yeah, I'll give you a minute, I guess. I want you to guess how much money I spent on books alone at Goodwill. Like, I bought some other stuff, like, besides the other stuff I bought, just on books alone. I want you to guess how much I spent. Let me give you a second. Okay. So, I spent a grand total of
$80.
I know. Hold on. I know you finna get upset. But yes, I spent $80. Okay. But, hold on, here's the but. Here's the good part. Spent $80, but guess how many books I got? Let's guess how many books I got. Let's just guess about it. Let's guess. I got
73.
Yes, 73. 73 books for my classroom library. It was, I know. I shouldn't have did it, but I was like, you know, I'm a sucker. Let me tell you something. I didn't like to read when I was growing up. Like, I definitely can say I learned to read. Well, I knew how to read. I just didn't like to read, as I can say. I'll just say that. I didn't like to read. So I definitely want to push my kids to love reading from day one, because it would have put me so much farther or so much ahead of myself. Like, today I'm coming to you with the top 10 books that I got. So the first book that I got was The Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jane Kinney. First of all, I got, you won't believe this, an entire set. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. I'm finna show you. Hold on. I got an entire set. An entire set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Okay. Only downfall about it, these were the pretty more expensive books. They were $2 a book. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. $12 for 6 books. A set of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Let me tell you something. I don't know why kids love those books. I guess because it's a graphic novel, I guess. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get them. I don't have any of those, so I can start building a collection. So got those. So that's number 1. When I was a kid, I did like reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I did like reading like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I also read Captain Underpants. Was my favorite. I used to read those books all the time. So definitely want to keep that going. And I also got Dog Man. Don't know why Dog Man is popular, by Dave Pilkey. Don't know why these are popular either. Guess the graphic novel as well. But yeah, got those. But I couldn't just get one. I got 3. And these were $2 a piece as well. So yeah, $6, 3 books. Couldn't leave those out. So I went ahead and got those as well. So that was 2. Number 3, I got The Grouchy Ladybug by Eric Carle. I teach 3rd grade. I know that this is kind of like babyish, but when I was in my program, my teacher definitely said that get books that your students are going to read. Don't get books that they're not going to read. If I go out and get Twilight or Artemis Fowl or Sherlock Holmes, they might not want to read that because that's not what they're interested in. I might have kids who are on the 3rd grade level, but guess what? Their favorite author is who? Eric Carle. Now, what if they go to the library and all the Eric Carle books are checked out? Then what? Now they cannot read what they want to read. I got it in my library. You can go over there and check it out. If you don't know Eric Carle, you definitely should look into his books. They are very, very, very colorful. They are very bright. They look amazing. His watercolor work is great. And in this book, you can see that there are the times. And then this book would definitely, if for a 3rd grader, would definitely introduce time to them as it goes through. You kind of split right now. But yeah, number 4 is Manners on the Playground. This is a book I've never seen before. It's by Carrie Finn, illustrated by Chris Lentich. I got this book because it said Manners on the Playground, so I was thinking about reading this before we go to recess and talk about how we should be acting on the playground. We shouldn't be hitting, we shouldn't be fighting, we shouldn't be doing anything that we shouldn't be doing inside the classroom. So if we're in the classroom, the same thing should be expected outside. You shouldn't be doing all the extraness, I guess you could say. So I got this book, and the back says, why do you have to take turns on the swings? Find out how good manners make the playground safe and fun for everyone. So I definitely think this would be a good thing to do, to read before we go outside. So that was number 4. Number 5 is Manners at School. So it's the same, it's like a series book, Manners at School. It says find out how to make good manners. Find out how good manners make your school a nicer place. So it's talking about how to be nicer in school. And they also, I flipped through it just right now. It's like really good. And guess who it is? It's a guy, a male teacher, you know? And I also feel like male teachers aren't represented in books. I did find that out. There are some books that have male teachers in it, but I feel like there are not many references to male teachers. Number 6, classic, one of my favorite books, classic, Rainbow Fish. If you have not read Rainbow Fish, please go do. Haven't read it in a minute, but it's still a classic when I do read it. I'll give you a little snippet of my read aloud voice. So Rainbow Fish by Marcus Fisher. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. I'll read your next one. The other fish were amazed at its beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. Come on, Rainbow Fish, they were all called. Come on, play with us. But Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. Okay, so if you have not read Rainbow Fish, it is a good one. A classic. And I definitely can say I'm probably going to read this on the first day of school. It is a good message behind it. So I'm definitely going to read that and probably do some kind of like activity with this maybe. Probably do that, something like that. Read this book, do like a, I don't know, like a we're a school of fish. We all may be different, but at the same day, we can come together. So something like that. We'll probably do something like that. I don't know. We got that. 7, and it is a story called Vision of Beauty, the story of Sarah Breedlove Walker by Catherine Lasky and illustrated by Nika Bennett. Definitely think that at this time, if you are a teacher, you definitely need to start building a African American main characters or just African American culture section in your classroom library. I have that personally, and I definitely seen kids go there, especially my kids of color, go there and grab books to see, you know, illustrations that look like them, people look like them. In the books, they read them, they wrote me letters about them, and they were really interested in that. So my African American section in my library was definitely a hit. So I definitely want to continue adding to that. But the back of this book says Sarah Breedlove Walker rose from a bleak world of poverty and discrimination to unprecedented success as an influential businesswoman and philanthropist. In renaming herself Madam Walker and founding her own company and establishing herself as a powerful role model, she proved that if something can be envisioned, it can be achieved. So that's definitely a good one to add. Number 8 is didn't know that this book existed until in my practicum I did a reading lesson where we were talking about different stories and we had to compare and contrast like an original story to a alternative story. So I came across this book when I read it by Eugene Trivas and Helen Oxenbury, The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. I read it. It was so funny. It was really, really good. It's about 3 wolves instead of the 3 pigs, the 3 wolves and the Big Bad Pig. So the wolves were construction company. They owned their own construction company and they built houses out of different materials, or they went to find stuff to build a house out of different materials. It is a very funny book. I read the back. It was time for the 3 little wolves to go out into the world, so they set off and built themselves a splendid brick house. But they hadn't reckoned on the Big Bad Pig coming along. This book is really good, really good. Kind of like a twisted ending, or definitely a point of view perspective. So this will be told from the wolves' point of view if we're in 3rd grade talking about our reading standards. This is the wolves' point of view. So yeah, I'm a sucker for fairy tale books. And I'm definitely a sucker for different types and different cultures fairy tales book. This one is Limpopo, the Red Riding Hood story from China by Ed Young. I wanted to get that because that is a good different, and then we definitely compare Red Riding Hood to Limpopo. Even though they're from 2 different cultures, they do share similarities. And let's talk about the similarities, let's talk about the differences. So I got that. And my number 10 is by Ezra Jack Keats. And it is The Snowy Day. And you can see that he won a Caldecott for this one. A very, very high honor book. And I'll just read a couple pages from The Snowy Day. Ezra J. Keats' The Snowy Day. One morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. It's good. He also wrote Peter's Chair, which is a good one as well. So go check that out as well. So that is it for today. Those are my top 10 books from Goodwill that I found. out of my total 73. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of different books. Cannot wait to show you my library and how it comes together when we get ready to go back to school. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. If you can go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, leave a message and go ahead and hit that share it out. Okay, and as I always say, if you are having a bad day, don't dare go mess someone else up. Okay, see you later. Total Elementary signing.